The families of Adam Isaacks' victims are only beginning to see justice served. The 40-year-old was sentenced to 40 years in federal prison for sexually abusing underage boys. This is a story 12 News has been following from the very beginning. Good evening, everyone. An investigation into the former president and head coach of the Evadale Little League started back in 2021 after a child in Jasper first came forward.
We know there were at least 7 other victims as well. 12 News reporter Ebony Coleman was in federal court today as Isaacks was sentenced. And Ebony, you heard a powerful message from these families.
Hey guys, it was a really tough day inside the courtroom of U.S. District Judge Marsha Crone. Families of Isaacks' victims were crying and holding one another while he showed no emotion and he never even turned to face the families. Adam Isaacks, former president and head coach of the Evadale Little League, was once thought of as a mentor, a friend, and someone families could trust. That was until he did the unthinkable, sexually abusing 8 underage boys.
Everyone always warns about stranger danger, and you forget about the family members or the friend or the coach.
An investigation into Isaacks was launched in 2021. According to court records, his victims were boys between the ages of 9 and 11. Airline documents, credit card statements, and photos reveal that Isaacks took 4 of the 8 boys across state lines to engage in sexual acts. In 2023, Isaacks pled guilty to 4 of 7 counts of transportation of minors in interstate commerce for purposes of sexual conduct. On Monday, U.S. District Judge Marsha Crone sentenced Isaacks to 40 years in federal prison, 10 years for each count. Assistant U.S. Attorney Rachel Grove read statements on behalf of the victims' families. The family of victim 4 says, quote, "They thought they knew what evil was. They thought they knew what abuse looked like until it sat in their living room. Now they are worried about their child's dating life and how he might handle being married as he gets older. They say Isaacks is an animal that preyed on children."
This has been a long, extremely painful road for them, and they want closure.
That's Cade Burnson. 12 News spoke with him last year. He and David Burnson represented the 8 families in a civil lawsuit against Little League Baseball Incorporated.
They failed to identify this man. They put him in a position of authority, turned him loose, didn't monitor his activities.
Now, Isaacks still faces charges in Sabine and Jasper counties. Those include charges for continuous sexual abuse of a child and aggravated sexual assault of a child. Reporting in studio, Ebony Coleman, 12 News.
Ebony, thank you. This case, as she was mentioning, led to changes within Little League International worldwide. In 2022, the Burnson law firm announced that 8 victims and their families had filed a lawsuit against Little League. The lawsuit argued that the organization did not do enough to protect children. In response, Little League implemented changes into this year's baseball season, including mandatory abuse awareness training and background checks before folks can participate in any activities.